shown a real double standard between black and white victims in this city. This girl is being grilled, she's being badgered, she's being persecuted. None of the outcries that we heard with Marla Hanson, none of the outcries with the jogger cases happened. So we came to give our support to her and to also underscore the double standard that she's suffering. Can represent you better than you can represent yourself.
U.S. senatorial hopeful Al Sharpton received a rousing welcome from the 75 people who came to Christ Temple of God Church in Uniondale for a rally. Sharpton says meeting the people one-on-one will win him the party nod to run in November.
My opponents are doing cocktail circuits and talking in tea parties. Those people are not the majority of this state. Majority of the states are in the housing developments, are in the church. To have a political upset. People want solutions to problems. People don't want to see how nasty we can be to each other.
When do we want it? When do we want it? No justice? Taisha Miller could have been any one of our daughters. Taisha Miller could have represented any one of us. We don't need permission to stand up against murder. We don't need a passport to come and stand up against the shedding of innocent blood.
Time has come for those officers to be dismissed immediately from
Call to silence! Call to silence!
He would have us going into the department. They didn't even test for alcohol.
On the frequency, it's a little bit too low. We want to give him a hand.
It is very difficult for Americans to live afraid of crime. It is worse for Americans of color to have to live in fear of the cops and the robbers.
This will be a shot.
Well, first, I think this is an important day. I think that the campaign that we are beginning officially to embark upon will change American politics. I think in the last several years that the majority of Americans have been left out of the political dialogue. I think that there is no candidate ignored by the National Party. I'm the only one that is talking and running this race that is anti-war, anti-death penalty, anti-tax cut across the board, not voting one way in the Hill and speaking another way on the trail. So I'm excited about today, and we will go forward to officially test these waters and move on. Any questions? short, I think there can be no mistake about it. This war is wrong. This war is unnecessary. This is not about not supporting the troops. This is about not misusing troops for foreign policy that is wrong. The drive-by campaigning. I have more elected official endorsements this morning than I ever had in my career.
That's right.
So I'm not slipping, I'm growing.
Candidate for the United States, the Reverend Al Sharpton.
The Reverend Al Sharpton was the honored guest at the Black History Month celebration at the Alberta B. Gray Schultz Middle School in Hempstead. He encouraged students to be wary of stereotypes.
So don't let nobody tell you if you ain't cussing and ain't going to jail and ain't hanging out in the streets, you ain't black enough. Tell them no, they ain't smart enough.
And Sharpton stressed education as the key to success.
You don't study black hoodlums because no hoodlum made history.
So fortunate to have Reverend Al Sharpton here today.
But the focus wasn't all on black history. Sharpton, who is trailing in the polls, vowed to stay in the race for the Democratic nomination.
At best, we can win. At worst, we have the leverage to affect who will be the choices for vice president and what will be on the platform.
And he seemed to win over many future voters at the middle school.
Because I think he would be a good president, and I believe that he would, since he said he is interested in education, that he would help make my school a better place.
If you were old enough to vote, would you vote for him?
Yes.
Why is that?
Because he focused mainly on the local issues.
In Hempstead, Eileen LaPalmer, News 12 Long Island.
If the principal's on your side, if your friend's on your side, it won't matter if you're not on your own side. But I'm going to tell you something else. If you're on your side, it don't matter if nobody else is on your side. Because if you're determined to do something, if you're determined to be something, you can do that if you're on your own side. She read a nice hand club.
This morning there was a meeting we had with several leaders with NBC. NBC, in our judgment, has done what is right. CBS now must, in our judgment, not be the ones to hold back and be the dam holding back the waters of insensitivity. Because this is not about civil rights leaders or women leaders or Al Sharpton. This is about the fact that ordinary people should not have the public airwaves be the basis